Coming up on CBS News Channel 5 at 10, people travel from all over to visit our beautiful state, how tourism in Wyoming is being recognized.
Plus, new information coming out of a series of unsolved shootings in northern Colorado. These stories and more coming up on your station.
From the capital of Wyoming, this is News Channel 5 News at 10.
I'm going to be honest, heroic to me. How does that make you feel hearing this from some random guy? I'm looking at you, I'm like, heroic actions.
Well, I appreciate it. It was more of just doing what I felt was the right thing to do and just to make sure everyone's okay.
Quick thinking and quick actions from a Cheyenne man and 3 women may have saved lives tonight. Good evening, I'm Anthony Keith.
And I'm Brandy Nash. Thanks for joining us. Shortly after 6, police received a call that an infant was trapped inside a vehicle on fire.
Cheyenne police and witnesses tell us a red car struck a truck just outside of the Loaf and Jug on Yellowstone. The driver of the truck, Philip Bowling, heard screaming and noticed the car behind him was on fire. He ran to the nearby gas station to grab a fire extinguisher as bystanders, including a woman named Jessica, jumped in to help remove the infant and a second child from the vehicle.
Just, grab the fire extinguisher, put it out, just making sure that there was no more flames. Hopefully just, at the time the drilling's going through, so I didn't feel anything. I just was kind of just reacting.
The infant and child were in good shape on scene. There were 3 people in the red car, 2 children and an adult woman. The woman was taken by ambulance to the hospital. The extent of her injuries are unknown at this time.
The crash is under investigation by the Cheyenne Police Department. An incident at the Loaf and Jug on Lincoln Way led to 1 arrest tonight. An unidentified individual was trying to fight customers at the gas station. When police arrived on scene, the suspect was combative. This is at Lincoln Way at the Loaf and Jug. Officers were forced to use a wrap to restrain the individual, who will most likely face charges of public intoxication along with disturbance. A warning to our viewers, this next video may be disturbing to some.
The following is a harsh reminder to slow down and move over when approaching stopped emergency vehicles, and to always wear your seatbelt. This dash cam video is from Sunday on I-25 south of Casper.
Wyoming Highway Patrol Trooper Mike Gray was assisting motorists who had slid off the interstate when the white pickup struck a tow truck that was parked behind Trooper Gray. The driver of the white pickup was buckled up and sustained only minor injuries, with no one else hurt from the crash. Well, bringing it back to Cheyenne, more steps are being taken to improve the capital city.
News Channel 5's Tiffany Logan joins us in studio with details on what's being done to enhance the appearance of downtown.
$112,000 will be going into improving the look of downtown through the Downtown Cheyenne Historic Facade Improvement Program. Applications are being accepted for the Downtown Facade Improvement Program.
The Facade Improvement Program is a joint effort between the City of Cheyenne, DDA Main Street, and then with the help of a grant from the Joint Powers Board for the architectural assistance portion.
It's a yearly program working to improve the look of downtown properties.
There's a core area and then it branches out from there. Historical contributing buildings, are also factored into that as well. And we do work very closely with Historic Preservation Board and the SHPO office for the state on making sure that any improvements that are made are following those particular guidelines, Secretary of Interior standard guidelines.
This is the second year for the program. Last year, a couple businesses took part.
Ultimately, we did have 2 final applicants who had applied for the program and completed their work, and that was Mid-Mod, etc., as well as the Atlas Theater. They had some lead abatement on their windows done.
This year's funding is $112,000 total.
We do a variety of things with that particular funding. We can look at doing some bigger projects. We can look at doing more smaller projects. It's all really going to be based on what types of projects come to us.
A program working to spruce up Cheyenne's downtown. The DDA is accepting applications right now. You can find more information on our website, kgwn.tv. And guys, I have to say my favorite buildings downtown are definitely in the historic district.
That's cheating. That's a lot of buildings. I'm going to have to say my favorite, the Atlas. I mean, oh my gosh, every time you walk in there, it just screams history and amazingness.
Well, I'm going to have to go with the Wrangler building. It's iconic and red, and I love the color red.
Great choice. All right. Thank you, Tiffany, for that piece. Now let's send it outside to Crystal Harper, who's not downtown. She's on our weather deck with our first look at tonight's forecast.
Well, no matter where you are tonight, chances are it's a little bit chilly. Let's take a look back at some of the high temperatures we saw throughout our area today. In Cheyenne, we reached a high temperature of 42 degrees. We got up to 45 in Scottsbluff, 49 in Kimball, only 37 in Laramie. But we did manage to get into the mid to upper 60s in Fort Collins and Greeley, so that was the spot to be if you like those warm temperatures. Current temperatures, though, are much cooler than that. Only 28 degrees here in Cheyenne, and you can definitely feel it if you are outside. Taking a quick look at some of our wind speeds, they are not too impressive, only 8 miles per hour here in Cheyenne, but even those light winds are having an effect on that feels like temperature. So wind chill temperature is 20 degrees right now, so feeling about 10 degrees cooler than what that thermometer is actually saying. A quick look at our radar and satellite composite is showing that most of the clouds that we saw earlier have dissipated, leaving mostly clear skies, and that's the reason for those chilly temperatures tonight. I'll have a closer look at my week's forecast in just a few minutes. For now, we'll send it back inside where it's warm.
Thanks, Crystal. It's pretty nice in here, but due to those spring storms and the melting snow in the area, you'll want to be careful around creeks and streams.
The Cheyenne Board of Public Utilities is expecting elevated flow in Crow Creek. North Crow Reservoir is already full, and Granite and Crystal are anticipated to fill shortly.
Although it's not expected to flood, higher water levels can still be hazardous, so be careful near Crow Creek and be aware of rising water levels. New information, but still no arrests, months after a series of shootings in northern Colorado last year.
If you'll recall, a woman driving on I-25 was shot in the neck in April of 2015. She survived. John Jacoby was killed in Windsor while riding his bike. Authorities believe these two shootings are linked.
June 3rd, Loveland resident William Knoll was shot and killed. A fourth shooting took place 2 miles away the same day. The victim in the fourth incident was not injured.
Well, obviously, these are very serious cases. We've had 2 attempted murders. We've had 2 murders. That alone is worth the effort and more.
The task force has updated a vehicle description tied to the case. Originally, the description of the truck was an orange Chevrolet or GMC pickup, a 1973 to 1979 model. The task force has now expanded the model years from 1973 to 1987.
Video surveillance was also released near the scene of shooting number 4. The task force played the video on a loop today. It shows a truck driving by slowly just after 10:40 in the evening. Again, this was Wednesday, June 3rd of 2015. The task force has received more than 5,100 tips from the public, has followed up on more than 1,800, and the task force has conducted more than 1,000 interviews. They've interviewed and eliminated 12 persons of interest. The FBI is offering a reward up to $50,000 for information on the shootings.
You can call the FBI Task Force's tip line at 970-498-5595 or email taskforce@larimer.org. There were also 2 other shootings September 13th, 2015 at the Banner Health Facility and Cottonwood Plains Elementary School. No one was hurt in those shootings. A 40-year-old Alliance, Nebraska man has been accused of fatally stabbing and slashing his brother in Scottsbluff. Online court records say William Reed was formally charged Monday in Scottsbluff County Court with second-degree murder and a related weapons crime. Police say he killed 42-year-old Christopher Reed at Christopher's home Friday in Scottsbluff. William Reed is being held on $500,000 bail. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for May 3rd.
Celebrating visitors coming to the Cowboy State. Tourism is the second largest industry here in Wyoming. In 2015 alone, travelers to Wyoming spent $3.3 billion, generating $170 million in taxes and supporting more than 32,000 jobs. Travelers also set record numbers for Wyoming State Park's historic sites and trails. Wyoming Governor Matt Mead put pen to paper for a proclamation honoring the industry.
And I think this year, probably more so than ever, Wyoming is looking at the travel and tourism industry as one of our bright spots.
We are a hot spot, and we're a hot spot not only because we have these things that are naturally here, but when people arrive here, the hospitality that is provided by the industry is second to none.
Travel and Tourism Week will be celebrated this Sunday through next Saturday. Well, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center is tackling a sensitive but very important topic.
They're taking part in National Denim Day tomorrow to raise awareness for Sexual Violence Awareness Month. The day began 17 years ago after an Italian court overturned a rape conviction, saying the victim's tight jeans must have led to the assault. Since then, wearing jeans on Denim Day has become a symbol of protest against misguided attitudes surrounding sexual assault.
It is nationwide. It's a problem, and we want people to know that we are out here and we have assistance. We want to educate and inform people of what consent is and what it is not.
Last year, CRMC provided care to 98 sexual trauma victims. As part of National Denim Day, Cheyenne Regional Medical Center employees can wear jeans or colored scrubs to work tomorrow. Every day, teachers help shape the future of our community, country, and world.
That's right. Bearing that much responsibility, the best of the best deserve to be honored with one of these, a golden apple. Email us your nominations to news@kgwn.tv. You can help honor a teacher who has gone above and beyond to help students.
Our winner this evening is Mrs. Pamela Morrow, who builds relationships between herself and her 7th grade English class in order to help them enjoy reading.
Congratulations to this week's Golden Apple Award winner.
Mrs. Morrow's 7th grade English class is certainly never short on energy.
Okay, so here's what's going to happen.
She's just a really good teacher, and she makes the class fun. It's not like some of the other boring English classes.
By involving every student in class activities, Mrs. Morrow makes sure everyone is engaged.
Oh, my students are the reason I get up every morning. They're the reason I come here.
And by creating trusting relationships, Mrs. Morrow helps each student relate to the material.
Grader is going to ask the first person in line one of the best part of teaching is the relationships that I build with my kids.
Reading Shakespeare, and she had us act out the plays instead of just reading them.
Mrs. Morrow says the most important thing is for the students to have fun while in a learning environment.
She's really funny and perky. I love her so much.
I love being here and getting to know them and watch them grow as humans.
Mrs. Morrow, on behalf of News Channel 5 and Holly Frontier, I present to you this Golden Apple Award.
Thank you very much.
The Golden Apple Award. Nominate your favorite teacher at kgwn.tv.
Is now Lazy Days RV. Visit us at lazydays.com.
Mariah Ellis, only here on News Channel 5. Got a story or news tip? Call us at 634-7755.
Welcome back. Police are looking for the suspects in connection with a series of execution-style murders in Ohio. On Friday, 8 family members ranging in age from 16 to 44 were all shot in the head as they slept. The Ohio Attorney General released this chart detailing which members of the Roden family were targeted. Investigators say extensive marijuana growing operations were found at 3 of the homes. They still don't know if the drugs are connected to the killings. Severe storms are leaving behind damage and power outages in the St. Louis area. Nearly 25,000 were without power in Missouri and Illinois at one point. The areas most affected were North St. Louis County, St. Charles, and Franklin County. In Brentwood, winds were strong enough to take down this large tree in the St. Louis suburb. Now let's send it to our political center where Anthony Keith is on the presidential candidate campaign trail.
Thanks, Brandy. Super Tuesday number 4, and frontrunner Donald Trump sweeps the Republican competition. It's official. After the 5 states Trump won tonight, it is impossible for Senator Ted Cruz to mathematically win outright with delegates. So, of course, Trump with the lead, 922 the latest we got. Cruz with 555, so Trump about 300 away from getting that nomination. Hillary Clinton winning 4 of the 5 states. Mary Maloney has a breakdown of the primaries.
Donald Trump sweeps Super Tuesday.
I just want to thank everybody. This is a far bigger win than we even expected, all 5. And that's something that's really...
People in 5 states, Rhode Island, Connecticut, Pennsylvania, Delaware, and Maryland, cast ballots in the so-called Acela primary, named after Amtrak's Northeast track. At stake, 172 Republican and 384 Democratic delegates. For Democrats, Hillary Clinton taking home wins.
With your help, we're going to come back to Philadelphia for the Democratic National Convention. With the most votes and the most pledged delegates.
But she wasn't able to shut out Bernie Sanders.
We are doing something very unusual in contemporary American politics. We are telling the truth.
But Ted Cruz says the future is with his campaign.
It is going to be we the people taking our country back and doing it together.
John Kasich already looking ahead to the Republican convention in July.
I'd like to see an open convention. Ted Cruz would like to see an open convention, and I think Trump would not.
I'm Mary Maloney reporting.
And it's really not looking good for the senator from Vermont. After tonight, Hillary Clinton has won at least 90% of the delegates needed to clinch the nomination for the Democrats. Well, hey, we're about to hit break. Coming up afterwards, moisture's on the way, but what form will it take? Crystal Harper has your answer.
The Holiday 400 at Holiday Subaru and lease Impreza for on weekdays. Time now for your exclusive forecast.
Taking a look from our Cowboy Dodge Skycam, it's hard to tell that we had quite a bit of snow this morning. To be exact, we saw 4.5 inches of snow according to the National Weather Service, and that puts our seasonal total almost at 30 inches above average. So we've had a very snowy winter and a snowy spring so far this year. Current temperatures are anywhere from the 20s into the low to mid 30s, 34 in Scottsbluff right now, 25 in Laramie. We're seeing 36 in both Fort Collins and Greeley. Throughout the rest of the state, mostly 30s, but a few areas in the 20s too, 27 in Casper, 28 in Rollins at this time. Now, radar and satellite composite is showing just a thin layer of clouds over parts of southeastern Wyoming and some clouds over the Panhandle, northern Colorado as well, but plenty of moisture around us. We have some to our northwest, some off to our east. So we are going to keep a chance of some rain and some possible snow showers in the forecast for the first half of tomorrow. Now, this is the low that gave us all of the thunderstorms last night, some of the snow that we saw early this morning. That is going to continue to push off to the east, lose a lot of that energy, but there's another low right behind that, and that's going to continue to keep us wet throughout the next week. That low really sticks around, doesn't go very far throughout the next couple of days. Really into early next week is when we won't see that low move until. So overnight tonight, temperatures will be in the 20s and 30s. I actually had to lower my overnight temperatures because of how clear the skies were. Those temperatures dropped quite a bit. Moving into tomorrow, though, temperatures will be mostly in the 40s for us. So another chilly day in store. And really, we're not going to see that temperature get anywhere close to average for this time of the year for the next week. 50 in Scottsbluff, so a bit warmer, but those of you in northern Colorado really feeling that heat tomorrow in the upper 50s, close to 60 degrees in Greeley. Those of you in Burns will also be in the mid 40s, Pine Bluffs 46 degrees, so chilly temperatures all around. Now here's a look at our extended forecast. You can see as we wake up tomorrow, a small chance of rain in the forecast, just a 20% chance. And looking at our future cast, you can see those showers are very, very sparse, and most of the time we'll just be seeing those cloudy conditions throughout the area. Moving into Thursday, we see a bit of those clouds as well, with some precipitation off to our south, and that will start to affect us by the afternoon hours on Thursday. That's giving us that 40% of PM showers. So waking up on Thursday, we'll see mostly cloudy conditions. Moving into the afternoon is when we introduce that chance of showers, about a 40% chance, increasing to a 60% chance by the evening hours on Thursday. Now, Friday is what I'm keeping an eye on right now. Looks like we could be seeing some snowfall accumulation, mostly Friday night. 3.1 inches is what this model is saying. Now, keep in mind, this is only one model, and I am tracking this very closely, so we will keep you updated if that amounts to anything else. Throughout the rest of the week, we'll continue to see that rain and snow mix on both Saturday and Sunday with some possible additional accumulations. And then those of you in Scottsbluff and Gering also looking like a very wet week ahead and chilly week as well. You'll see a rain chance almost every day for the next 7 days.
Well, looking at the positive, moisture can be great for the soil.
Oh, yeah, we'll take it.
Look at it that way.
Not going to complain one bit. And there's a school here in town not complaining because guess what? They finally have a football coach. I'm talking about the South Bison.
Tony, it's been months in the making, but athletic director Mark Puev thinks he has a good one. I'll give you the full rundown on their new state championship winning coach coming up next in sports.
Stacking them deep and selling them cheap during the Chevy Bonus Tag event at the Terrell Chevrolet Company in Cheyenne. Every new Chevy bonus tagged with our biggest Dupree. News Channel 5 Sports.
Welcome into sports. Well, after several months, the South football team finally has a head football coach. Today, the school announced Dan Gallus, of Colorado will lead the team beginning this coming season. Gallus previously coached for North Glen, Grand Junction, and most recently Smoky Hill High School, amassing 101 total wins while also leading Grand Junction to a state title as an assistant. That back in 1984, Gallus takes over a Bison team that went winless last season and has only managed 3 wins total since their inception in 2011. Well, it was another day full of college signings over at East High School today. 5 athletes all inked with colleges near and far advancing in their athletic and educational careers. From the group today were 2 soccer players, Abby Morion and Emma Meyer, along with wrestler Stephen Lannert and track and field star Drazen Maratska. After putting pen to paper, they talked about their college choices.
Even though it's still in town and I don't get like the whole out-of-town experience, I just feel like Gardner gets enough girls from other places that, it'll create a pretty cool experience to go to.
The location was a big factor because I kind of wanted to get away. And just the fact that I could play the sport I love really pushed me to choose to go to Oregon.
Well, the coach, he was on me all year, and he was just talking to me like some normal guy. He just gave me that respect, and he made me fit in. He never gave up on me.
It's a great experience to go play track and field up there for him, but education was also my number one. So I'll be up there studying business administration, specialized in marketing. I'm really excited about that.
Well, last season, Cowboys running back Sean Wick missed 8 games due to concussion after being granted a medical redshirt. The senior is looking to make the most of his final season in Laramie, and he's sure off to a good start. Wick looked new and improved at last weekend's Brown and Gold game, rushing for 126 yards and 3 touchdowns, saying he's feeling better than ever.
I'm feeling fresh, I'm feeling clear, feeling like the old self I used to be, and I'm just happy to be back out here. Not even focusing on being too uptight and being too serious, and just trying to have fun all over again.
To baseball, Jorge De La Rosa and the Rocks trying to take Game 2 from the Pirates tonight. Not a good way to start here. Top of the first, Andrew McCutchen blasts a solo shot deep to left. Pirates take a 1-0 lead. Deja vu this time in the second. McCutchen's going to lift off for homer number 2. Pirates up 4-0. And hey, why not give the guy the hat trick in the 6th? Homer number 3. The second 3-home run game of his career. Oh yeah, by the way, Rockies lost tonight again. That'll do it for sports. Here are your nightly scoreboards.
Need a great reason to buy a new Ford truck? How about 500 gallons?
Next Washington. Tell them local stations matter.
On Facebook and Twitter.
Coming up tomorrow, how you can show support for local breast cancer survivors. Plus, the YMCA will stop by to tell us about the Safe Kids event.
And after the chance of seeing some snow showers overnight tonight, what's your Wednesday morning commute going to look like? I'll have the latest in your bus stop forecast.
Join us tomorrow starting at 5:30.
We have a very slight chance of some early morning showers tomorrow. Most of us stay dry. Different story throughout the rest of the week, though.
Before we go, real quick shout out to one of my favorite snacks.
That's right. It is National Pretzel Day. It's not exactly clear how the first pretzel came about. One account credits Catholic monks using scraps of leftover dough. So
Kevin just sitting here. Anytime something
Get a
about
little mustard, dip it right in there. So good.
Love it. Well, hey, happy Pretzel Day. That does it for us at 10. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Stadium event this Thursday through Saturday.